Picture this. The dead don't rest. Demons claw their way back, and terror wears faces you'll never forget.
This has been a good day.
In this next descent into horror's darkest corners, we dive deep into the cursed realms of evil dead, the relentless terror of demons, and the twisted madness of the house that Jack built. These nightmares were chosen with chilling precision. Our loyal and fearless fans, Mitch Wolschlager and Tony Hawkins, have unearthed these horrors to test your nerve and thrill your soul. Mitch, with his impeccable taste for the grotesque, and Tony, with his love for the unsettling, have brought these choices to life for us. Ready for the next chapter of fear? Buckle up. The abyss is waiting. Number 6. The Evil Dead, 1981. What happens when 5 friends unleash an ancient evil in a secluded cabin? As the darkness consumes them, can they escape the horror before it's too late?
No, it was the woods themselves. They're alive, Ashley.
5 friends, Ash, his girlfriend Linda, his sister Cheryl, and their buddies Scotty and Shelley, head to a secluded cabin for a fun weekend. But the moment they arrive, everything feels off. The cabin is isolated, the bridge nearly collapsing behind them, and a dark presence seems to loom. That night, Cheryl's hand is possessed, forcing her to draw a twisted, evil face. She dismisses it, but things only get worse when the cellar door flies open.
There's something down there.
Ash and Scotty investigate, finding the cursed Book of the Dead. When they unknowingly unleash ancient demons, all hell breaks loose.
Hey, come on, I just want to hear the rest of it.
Tatra amistrobin azarta. Tatir mano mansizon hazan sobar.
Cheryl is attacked by demon-possessed trees and becomes the first to fall, possessed by the evil. As the night wears on, one by one, the others succumb. Ash is left alone, facing his possessed friends, including Linda, who he's forced to decapitate in a desperate fight for survival. As dawn breaks, Ash finally burns the cursed book, causing the demons to disintegrate. But just as he thinks it's over, an unseen force crashes through the forest and descends on him in one final, bone-chilling moment. The nightmare never truly ends in The Evil Dead. Unknown facts. The Evil Dead, written and directed by Sam Raimi, is a low-budget supernatural horror that defied expectations. Despite its inexperienced cast and grueling shoot in a remote Tennessee cabin, the film grossed $29.4 million worldwide and caught Stephen King's attention, who called it the year's most original horror. This praise secured an international distributor and cemented The Evil Dead as a cult classic, now boasting a 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 7. Evil Dead 2, 1987. A cursed tape awakens a demonic force, sending Ash on a chaotic fight that hurls him into a medieval hell. Will he survive this twisted journey? Evil Dead 2 kicks off with a recap of the first film's horrors. Ash and his girlfriend Linda head to a remote cabin, hoping for a romantic getaway. But when Ash plays a cursed tape found in the cabin, he unknowingly unleashes a demonic force that possesses Linda. In a desperate fight for survival, Ash decapitates her, but the nightmare continues as Linda's headless body attacks him with a chainsaw. As Ash struggles with his possessed hand, the professor's daughter Annie and her team arrive, seeking the missing Necronomicon pages. They find Ash, who is on the brink of madness, and mistakenly think he's the killer.
What was that?
After a bloody series of events, including the gruesome deaths of Annie's companions, Ash and Annie manage to find the missing pages and confront the monstrous Henrietta. In a final showdown, Ash uses a modified chainsaw to battle Henrietta and recites an incantation that opens a swirling portal. The portal pulls everything into it, including Ash and his car, landing him in the year 1300 AD, amidst a medieval battle. Mistaken for a deadite, Ash soon proves himself a hero by blasting a real one, only to scream in despair as he faces his new, bizarre fate. Unknown facts. Chainsaw safety. Ash's chainsaw was real, but had its blade removed and engine tuned for safety, so no one was at risk during the intense scenes. Spooky laugh. The unsettling cabin laughter was created by mixing actors' voices with real animal sounds to enhance the eerie atmosphere. Medieval magic. The film's medieval ending was inspired by Ray Harryhausen's fantasy films, blending horror with fantastical elements in a nod to his classic style. Number 3, Demons, 1985. In Demons, a cursed film turns a cinema audience into savage monsters. Will anyone escape the rising terror?
Warning, if you have the courage to see demons, sit near an exit. Otherwise, you might never get out.
In Demons, university student Cheryl and her friend Kathy are drawn to a mysterious free screening at a newly renovated Berlin cinema. Inside, they join an eclectic mix of people, including a blind man and his daughter, a married couple, and a group of punks. The film they watch is a disturbing horror about a cursed mask that turns people into murderous demons.
It's too bloody of a movie.
Ruth, shut up.
Things take a horrifying turn when one of the attendees, Rosemary, scratches herself with a replica of the film's mask. She soon transforms into a demonic beast, unleashing chaos in the theatre.
Are you okay?
As Rosemary attacks her friend, the infection spreads rapidly, turning the audience into a horde of bloodthirsty demons. The cinema's exits are bricked up, trapping the survivors inside. With only a handful left uninfected, George and Cheryl fight their way through the theatre using prop weapons. A helicopter crashes through the roof, providing a dramatic escape route to the city. On the streets, Berlin is overrun by demons. Just as Cheryl turns into one of them, George is forced to watch her demise at the hands of the survivors who rescue him. As George and the others flee the city, the screen fades to black, leaving him as the sole survivor amidst the chaos and carnage. Unknown facts. Anthology. Demons started as part of a horror anthology, but was so gripping that it was turned into a standalone film by director Lamberto Bava. Double location shoot. Filming took place in both Berlin and Rome, capturing a unique blend of eerie atmospheres. Rock and roll horror. The film's soundtrack features iconic tracks from Motley Crue and Billy Idol, blending rock with terror. Number 4, The House That Jack Built, 2018. Step into the mind of Jack, a man whose dream of building the perfect house turns into a nightmare of blood and madness. Each murder pulls him deeper into the abyss.
You might as well be a serial killer. Sorry, but you do kind of look like one.
Jack, a failed architect from Washington, plunges into a horrifying spiral of madness and murder. His descent begins when he's mocked by a woman on a lonely road. Angered by her taunts, he brutally kills her with a tire jack and hides her body in a factory freezer. Jack's obsession grows with each kill. His compulsive need for cleanliness leads him back to the scene of his next murder, where the rain conveniently washes away his evidence. Embracing his new identity as Mr. Sophistication, Jack's crimes become more daring. The horror intensifies on a hunting trip with his girlfriend and her sons. After murdering the boys, he forces their mother to join a grotesque picnic with their bodies before killing her. He then turns one of the boys into a disturbing sculpture. In his most chilling act, Jack's relationship with Jacqueline turns deadly. He marks her with red circles and gruesomely mutilates her, leaving a macabre message on a police car. As the police close in, Jack imprisons 6 men in his freezer, planning a mass murder. When he gets the wrong ammunition, he kills an ally and a cop before arranging his victims into a twisted house and following Virgil into hell. In the depths of hell, Jack sees a stairway to escape, but, driven by desperation, attempts a dangerous climb. His hubris leads him to a fiery fall, sealing his eternal fate. Silent Hour thoughts. The film has its gripping moments, and a couple of scenes are brilliantly executed, but in the end, it never quite delivers the gut-wrenching shock of Melancholia or the disturbing depth of Antichrist. Jack's monologues sometimes come across as darkly satirical, a twisted mockery of crime, and a killer's warped motivations. Yet, the film's relentless tone makes it impossible to brush off his actions or ignore the chilling insights into humanity's innate violence. If you're devoted to the filmmaker, you might praise the disorienting tone, claiming it's part of the film's dark genius. But in truth, the film feels overstuffed, its chaotic whirlwind of ideas creating an unsettling confusion rather than fear. It's not just dark. It's disturbingly scattered, like a nightmare you can't escape but can never quite piece together. But just as we thought the nightmare had reached its climax, Castelar Daniel Garcia has stepped in, demanding that the terror continue into Part 3. Stay with us, because the darkness is far from over. This is Silent Hour, signing off for now, until we plunge back into the abyss.